nice weather today, and I know those out there were praying that we get rained out today, but I guess we know whose side God's on. It's on the side of right. When they threw a hurricane into New Orleans because of gay people there and Southern decadence and Mardi Gras, it smashed the 9th Ward, flooded 9th Ward, where you had all your church-going, God-fearing people. It missed the French Quarter where all the gay bars are. When there was a big earthquake in San Francisco many years ago, God's punishment on that sin-filled city, the Maria district was flattened and burned out. All homes, a lot of yuppies there. But the Castro was untouched. I've been in this over 30 years. I go back to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Broward County Coalition for Human Rights with Bob Kunst, the basic formation of the first gay pride movements in this country. We battled Anita Bryant back then, and it wasn't over bad orange juice commercials or music. It was because of the hateful rhetoric, which 30 years later, unfortunately, is still out there. I was arrested 30 years ago for being in drag coming out of a bar one day because there was an obscure law about a disguised person. 15 years ago, Gainesville, Florida's first gay pride parade, being pelted with D batteries, and they hurt. But over the years, I've seen the religious right, which is really wrong. There's nothing right about what they say and do. But for 30 years that I've been involved with it, and long before me, there were many that came and went before me that had it even rougher, where just walking into a gay bar would get you arrested or beat. I had friends in West Virginia at a gay bar called the Transformer in 1978. They had to run the place like a speakeasy and open the door and peek out the little window to see who was there, and you had to run from the bar to your car. And if you saw a pickup truck or so in the parking lot, you would hope that it was lesbians, because if not, you're going to have to face down a shotgun or something. So, but one day Valerie Dare, a friend of mine named Greg, opened the door, and there was a shotgun in the door and blew his face off. But you know something about Valerie Dare early on, and I was just 17 years old when this happened. Miss Dare, after she got out of the hospital and recovered, the whole side of the face was just a mess. So she decided that she was going to be Veronica Lake for the rest of her career, and every time she appeared in drag, she had the hair over her face. But she was up doing a show 2 weeks later. So this thing today, being another setback with the Proposition 8 and everything, it's their second time to bat. There'll be a third time to bat, and I think their third strike, they'll be out. But the one thing I want to say to the young people today, it's very important. With as much acceptance as we have everywhere, you have to realize, look at the past a little bit, because it just takes a little bit to knock us back on our ass. In the late 70s, it was really chic and popular to have gay friends. And then by 1980, 81, AIDS came out. And they were ready to send us to a foreign island somewhere, like Madagascar, like Hitler's plan with the Jews originally. They were going to send them to Madagascar, but it was much easier just to kill them where you found them. And in the early 80s, gay people were talked about like that. And we survived AIDS. I saw hundreds of people of my best friends die horribly and be called and cursed every name in the book by a hate-filled nation. But you know what? Our flag's still flying, and higher than ever. We have a chance for change. We have a new administration. The right is wrong. They've always been wrong, and sooner or later, wrong will fail. It may succeed for now, but wrong will eventually fail, and right will come out in the end. Don't hate the churches and your religious leaders for that. It's ignorance on a lot of sides. You know, God is no respecter of persons. It means it doesn't matter if you're President Bush or if you're a lowly cocksucker like me on my knees in a dirty bookstore 20 years ago. God still loves you, and you know what? You can succeed and prevail. So stay with it, but support the community, especially young people. Last 10 or 15 years, we've diluted our power because we've kind of merged into the mainstream. I just moved here from Chicago 6 months ago, and gay bars are closing there right and left because everybody's going to the straight bars because you can. You know, but you got to remember your strength as a community. Get behind the businesses that get behind you. And I want to make a special thanks today for Alex and Philip from Synergy, because they put this thing together and pulled this thing together. Synergy is your community bar here. Support them. Support all the gay and lesbian businesses, because by just having a common purpose and meeting point and a common point of contact, something like this can be pulled together. And it's these type of things that will make the change. And believe me, it will come. Just, you know, keep your eyes on that prize, and it will come. Look, our black brothers and sisters 30, 40 years ago, they weren't allowed to marry. They weren't allowed to go into some restaurants. In this city, they had separate bathrooms and separate restaurants, parts of where they had to sit. Back to Rosa Parks on the back of the bus. We've been on the back of that bus before. We've moved to the front. They pushed it back a little bit. We'll get back up to that front seat. So stick with it. Stay in touch with each other. Stay active on your blogs, on MySpace, on the internet. Keep up with what's going. Support each other and your gay businesses, and this thing will turn over. I just want to thank you all for coming out here too. It's really encouraging to see a good crowd of people. Gay, straight, lesbian, friends of gay, supporter. All of you are here. Thank you for coming out. And again, let's hear for Philip and Alex.
Yeah.